Hi everybody, Jen Quammen here. I just wanted to pop in and say hello to the many tens of thousands of you who were not able to be at the AVMA Veterinary Leadership Conference and the winter meeting of the House of Delegates. And really the reason for me coming in today is I want to share with you the speech that I gave to the House. And, we have over 108,000 members and only 70 people are actually the decision makers on who becomes our next president-elect. And so I know that for most of us, we don't even get to hear who these people are, know who they are, or know their names. And so part of my vision and my mission is to really share some of that with you. And so I am re-recording, not the exact same version, but pretty close to the version of the speech that I gave to the House of Delegates. And so I just thought I would tell you what we're doing here and why I'm doing it. And so I will let myself begin. I guess I'm not going to have the cool walk-on music like I did before, but that's okay. I can bear with it. I won't have the walk-on music. You won't have the slides. We'll be even in this. So I really appreciate the honor and the opportunity to stand before you as candidate for AVMA President-elect for 2025 to 26. I remember all too well my first volunteer obligation with the AVMA and the challenges that came with balancing the responsibilities of being a volunteer and wanting to do a really good and thoughtful job there, along with the obligations that I had to my state association and the obligations I had to my work and to my things outside of work. We all have lives and families as well. And so I remember the challenges of that. And the reason I bring that is that the experience that I had there, along with many others, have really reinforced for me the importance of collaboration, of listening, of asking for help, and ensuring that every voice is heard. That's the kind of leadership that I aim to bring to the AVMA, one that's rooted in respect, inclusivity, and a relentless commitment to the profession. This house plays a vital role in shaping veterinary medicine. You represent not only the 108,000 plus members, but the entire profession. The decisions this house makes influences the lives of veterinarians, of technicians, of technologists, of practice managers, of students, and ultimately of the clients and the animals that we serve every day. When we met in Austin, I introduced and shared my vision for how we can build a stronger AVMA together. Since then, I've really been doing the work. I have been listening to your concerns. I have been meeting with dozens of organizations from within this house, as well as organizations outside of this house, and really continuing to work to advance those 6 pillars that I introduced back to you in June. Today, I'm really here to ask for your support and for your vote. I have shown my commitment to this body and to the members you represent, and I'm really ready to lead with you and for you. Over the past 6 months, I've really been focusing on refining and defining my vision as a leader and an advocate for AVMA. This time has been about preparing myself to hit the ground running as president-elect, building on my experience, sharpening my skill set, and my ability to address really complex issues, and ensuring that I'm ready to lead from day one. In addition to my own internal work, I have been leveraging social media. I've been doing a lot of writing and blogging, and I have been on other platforms to really introduce and show AVMA to a broader audience than maybe what it typically does. I think by sharing the stories of what this association does and highlighting the values that it brings to its members, paraprofessionals, and students, I'm working to amplify the messages and to build greater awareness of AVMA's impact. Those 6 pillars that I introduced in Austin, those include things like steady cycles of change. We are constantly evolving. Safe technologies. Are we utilizing and talking about what technology is effective and efficient, but isn't necessarily just there to be collecting all of our data, if you know what I mean? What about DEI? What about future planning for the association? Sustainability within the profession. So how do we keep people in the profession and really have them find a place where they're happy and they can stay? But also thinking about some of the day-to-day things we do in practice, for those of you that are in practice, around what about all the plastic? I always am just amazed by the amount of plastic that we go through. And the last thing is that I've really talked about is a team-based vision. And so for me, this is thinking about veterinary medicine as not a solo sport, but really as a team-based sport. Those are things that aren't just ideas for me, right? These are really a framework for action, and I've been putting those pillars into practice with every conversation, every decision, and every meeting that I've made since June. For one, I've doubled down on my commitment to strengthening veterinary teams, focusing on the critical contributions of our credentialed veterinary technicians, technologists, assistants, and practice managers. Through my conversations with these team members, I've really heard a lot of feedback on ways that AVMA can continue to better support their professional growth and their financial stability. I believe that by investing in these team members, we really are investing in the future of this profession. Back in November, I was at the DEIW Summit, and I engaged in really meaningful conversations about how diversity, equity, inclusion, and well-being really intersect to create a place where everyone can thrive. In addition, I actively participated in a 12-week-long BlendVet DEIB program, and that was really about getting practical tools and gaining insights on ways that I and others can continue to foster inclusivity and equity within the profession. These experiences really reminded me that DEIW is not just a moral imperative. This is really a practical one. It's essential for retaining our talent, it's essential for fostering innovation, and for ensuring that our profession is ready for the challenges that lie ahead. Preparing the AVMA for the future has always been at the heart of my work. I tend to be kind of forward thinking and forward driving. My focus really has been on positioning AVMA as a progressive leader that actively supports its members and its partners at every level. In a recent interview, someone asked me what I hope to leave as my legacy should I get elected and at the end of that time. And I reflected on that for a minute, and I really thought about what would matter most to me is if I could have a mark on AVMA becoming a true community, a trusted friend, that place that you want to turn to when the things are not going so well. That really would mean so much more to me than any particular initiative, any policy, any resource, any meeting that we put together. Clarifying my vision also means being ready and able to deal with challenging issues. So one example is the Veterinary Professional Associate. I have appreciated the creative thinking of this proposal. Many of you know the conversations that have happened in Colorado and other states. And I've raised concerns about the potential risks that this might have to our veterinary teams. The dynamics of these teams are really delicate, and we could be at an impasse in this profession right now. These are not easy discussions, but they're essential for safeguarding the integrity of our profession and for us all to grow together rather than split apart. Through social media, blogs, and the tough conversations that I've had in many meetings, I've been working to bridge gaps, to connect voices, and really to broaden the reach of AVMA's message. Every conversation, every tough topic, and every opportunity that I've had to listen have prepared me more to serve as your upcoming president-elect. I've spent this time not only polishing my own skills, but also to reinforce my commitment to you, to this House of Delegates, and to the members that you represent. I've prioritized meeting with organizations of the House of Delegates and other organizations. Since June, I've met with nearly 30 of the 70 organizations of the House. I have received information about shared challenges like member engagement, the mid-level position, economic pressures. These are all things that many of our groups are dealing with simultaneously. These conversations have really shaped more of my knowledge base and would guide my leadership as president-elect. But honestly, this campaign isn't about what I've done. It's really about what's next. As president-elect, I want to focus on topics that we find important as a House of Delegates and a larger membership. Today, I'm here asking for your support and your vote. This is not a decision just for this room and this House of Delegates. It's a decision that's going to impact over 108,000 AVMA members and beyond. As their representatives, your voices carry immense weight, and I encourage you to connect with your members and find out what they value and what they want in their next president-elect. The AVMA's voice carries weight far beyond our membership. When we advocate for policies, create resources, or set standards, we represent the full spectrum of veterinary medicine. We speak for our paraprofessionals who strengthen our teams, for students who will lead our future, and for a profession that touches every corner of public and animal health. It is this interconnectedness that really makes our work really powerful and also quite essential. So on your tables, there was a giveaway. It is a travel-ready phone or tablet stand, and I really encourage folks to take those with them. I created a QR code on there that had a special message for each of the delegates, and so I encourage them to watch that and to provide some feedback to me. So then I'm going to come to a close by saying that this election is about ensuring that AVMA has a leadership that listens, that acts, and builds a profession that we're all really proud to be a part of. I've done the background work in the past. I'm actively working for you as a candidate, and I will continue to do the work for you as your president-elect. As we move forward, your feedback will remain a cornerstone for me. I need to continue learning. My leadership is always developing as well. And so again, this isn't really about me. This is about all of us working together to shape the future of our profession. I'm ready to lead, and I'm humbly asking for your support. I want to acknowledge the passion and dedication of everyone who enters this race as president-elect candidate. I have the utmost respect for everyone's commitment and their vision, and I believe that through a shared vision and mission, we really can continue to elevate veterinary medicine together. I want to end by thanking you for your time, for your trust, and for your dedication to this profession. Together, I think that we can shape a future that honors our past, that strengthens our present, and that really inspires the next generation of veterinary leaders. So that was what I said. And I hope you enjoyed some of that message. Maybe you got some tidbits in there that mean something to you. I would be open to your feedback. And if you know who your delegate is, reach out to them and encourage them to think about the message that I've shared and to think about the role of president-elect, which ultimately is to become president, but truly to represent our association in a broader audience. And so I think of it as kind of the chief advocate or the chief communicator of the AVMA. And I've been working really hard and hope that you see the dedication and the growth I've had there. And I'll continue to keep developing myself. And so with that, I'll say thank you. I appreciate you taking some time to listen, for your support. And if you have questions or feedback for me, you can find me on all the social channels. This is probably where you found me, and or on my website. So jenquammen.com, JenQuammen.com. With that, thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day.